go.
Hello,
Hello.
hello. What's going on, y'all?
Yes. Welcome to another edition of Love and Business.
Yeah,
I am Crystal.
and I am the
Mm,
Lemoyne
He's
Robinson.
the Lemoyne Robinson tonight. Ha.
The Lemoyne Robinson.
Okay.
Hey,
Yes. Well, it's another night where we get to talk about love and
business.
yes.
A little bit of both, little mixture of it.
Oh, we heavy with Marilyn in the house
I
tonight.
see.
You
I
see
see.
Marilyn coming and
Yeah.
seeing us tonight.
Hey, yeah. Hashtag live and where you watching from. Hashtag live and where you watching from. We hope
Yeah.
everybody's having a phenomenal week.
Yeah.
We got one more day into Friday for those that get the weekends off.
Mm.
But for those that gotta work, and hey,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey.
yeah.
Montoya's in the
Yeah,
house.
there it is. I see
I know.
Slittle in the house.
Why you gotta say it that?
Slittle. I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah, man. So
Man, okay, all right. Delisa made it on time tonight. She
I
said
see.
we was at prayer meeting. I told my little group, I put in the group, I was like, man, I missed a whole bunch of chats.
Yeah.
I was at prayer meeting tonight. I felt like I was
yeah,
like
that's
80,
yeah.
89. I've been going to the prayer meeting every night this week, and yeah. I thought I'd be well into my 70s or 80s before I said I was at prayer meeting every night.
Yeah, that's a little different. Just say you at prayer at the
Here
church.
I am at
meeting.
a good ripe age of 38 going to prayer meeting every night. Praise the Lord. We having 21 days of prayer at our church. I think it's January the 8th through the 28th, I think.
I don't know.
I think that's the dates. But anyway, I've been going all week, so I feel like I'm So under 70 at prayer meeting. That's right, you said. I'm out here. Oh, we.
So I'll tell you something else that might make you feel. I forgot to mention this earlier. So I get in the. I picked Caitlin up the other day from school. Picked the girls up from school, and Caitlin asked me. You know that song that say "On my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good." So she asked me. She said, "What does?" She said, "I'm in my bag like a grandma with a peppermint." And she said, "What does that have to do with it? Like, what does that have to do with the song? Like, what? I'm in my bag like a grandma with a peppermint." I was like, "These grandmas these days just ain't the same, is it?" You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking to myself, like,
my
what you
mama
mean?
don't have peppermints in her purse.
Because she ain't no grandma. She a nana.
She a nana.
She's a nana.
She had gum, but she don't have grandma candy.
There won't no butterscotch, no peppermint. You know what I'm saying? What's up with this, man?
No, my mama don't never have. She had cough drops, but she don't have peppermints.
Hey,
so they don't make grandmamas how they used to.
Yeah.
These grandmamas growing up and they grandmas and stuff like that. You know, so
you gotta have a whole nother name.
Yeah, they gotta be all cool with their grandkids. So yeah, these new grandmas.
And ginger
candy.
Yeah,
Like,
ain't no butterscotch or nothing. You know what I'm saying? A Jolly Rancher or something. I remember we used to go to the store and get a handful of Jolly Ranchers. They was like a nickel a piece. You know, type deal. Get the green ones and the red ones.
I'm gonna tell my mama too, man. I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna say you're not a real grandmama because you don't have old
people stuff,
peppermint candy in the bottom of your purse.
All she need is a little bit of some white diamond.
She carried too many purses to even have old candy transfer.
Right.
She just changed purses every week. So yeah, it's a new.
That strawberry candy. Yep.
Oh,
you ain't,
the strawberry candy. You not a real grandmama unless you had them Weathers.
The butterscotch something.
Yeah, they look
like
brown,
a caramel looking things.
Yeah, my grandmama used to keep them in her purse, and if you really got some old candy, it was gonna be one of them stuck to the back of a peppermint. When she pulled it out, it's both gonna be stuck together.
You know what though? You know another thing I think qualifies a real grandmama if they got bosom money.
Oh, my grandmama ain't never gave me money out of her breast. Never.
Man, what?
Never. I'm not taking breast money.
Girl, please. If you wanted that snack, you go get
my
that
grandmama
money.
Gave us money out of her purse, but she ain't give me no money out of her bra. I wasn't
your mama did, but did your grandma?
No, my grandmama never. I've never had breast money.
I'm just saying, out of breast money.
No,
I'm just saying, man. Hey,
that is disgusting.
Look, I'm just saying. Because I done told you
I'm not talking about my grandma. I'm saying my grandma had purse candy, man. That's it. Yeah. I'm just saying that my mama.
We talking about.
It's not a real grandmama because you don't have purse peppermint.
Hey,
You a nana. Now, she on here in the comments. My mama in the comments acting up. She is not a real grandma unless you have purse peppermints. And I for one, she ain't bought. My grandma used to buy Brock's candy. My mama don't have that no more.
I know that Brock's is a handy here.
She said I'm not messing up my Michael Kors.
That's what it is. Yeah,
she's not a real grandmama. Not. You have not graduated to grandmama. First of all, my mama ain't never got a switch.
She ain't never made.
She ain't never had a switch. So I'm just telling you right now, she's not a real grandmama. There you go, right there.
She's a nana, man. I'm telling you. Y'all tell us some names that y'all family come up with for grandmas. Is it me?
Y'all know about them Brock's candy? I'm telling you, that was the best. Man, my grandmama kept some of them stale candies in the bottom of her purse.
Just saying, it's like they had. I don't know what they felt like because we was in church that'll give us something to do, you know. But it's like, yeah, my grandma got mad with me one time because I didn't accept some candy from somebody. I was like, I don't like butterscotch, and she was like, that is just rude.
Oh no, I mean butterscotch, all right, but you kind of have to be in the mood for that.
Yeah, I don't really do butterscotch.
But that is definitely a grandma candy. Butterscotch. Yeah. Let me tell you, my grandma used to eat black licorice.
Now that's some yeah. That's
a grandma candy.
That's a select group of people.
She used to eat black licorice and black jelly beans. She would actually buy the bag of all black jelly beans.
Does anybody on here eat black licorice or jelly beans? That's the one that's gonna be discarded anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like
my grandmama ate. I'm telling you, she ate black jelly beans and black licorice. I'm telling you. No, I tasted them every night, and they wasn't too bad. No. What up, Mississippi in the house? Said
I seen live and in color.
I know know about that peppermint purse candy, man.
Man, I'm just saying. All you got to do is go to some.
See, Jaleesa said she ate the jelly beans with her. The black jelly beans, honestly, wasn't that bad.
Here's how: if your grandma go to a church, they got a deacon board or a mother board.
They probably still got peppermint purse candy.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how they always seem to find a piece. Like I mean, no matter how far, it's like they did. It's almost like Santa Claus bag. They just they know it's a piece of candy in there somewhere. It's gonna have a nickel stuck to it, or a penny stuck to it.
That little coin pouch that used to have the little two clamps and they had the the little knots and you clip on there. Clamp around. That was a whole situation. There.
I believe it's probably a person at my grandma's house right now. They got a piece of peppermint.
Right now today.
Right now.
It just manifest in there.
It's in there.
I thought that was funny, man, when she said, what does a grandma she in her bag like a grandma with the peppermint. Yeah, she was like, what does that mean? I was like, it's
because her nana has never went in her bag and gave her no peppermint. So I just want you to know, Mom, my child is not cultured right now because you have never went in your bag and got her a peppermint. She don't even know what the song means.
No, she don't. She couldn't put the correlation. It didn't connect for her.
Well, for the record, if she had been in my car, she would have never heard that song.
I really think she heard it at school. She was riding with her dad. Heard it at school. I ain't sure. Because she got in the car and said it.
Okay.
She got in the car and said it. But she possibly heard it in the car.
Well, bless the Lord.
Yeah. Oh, my soul. And all that is within me.
Okay. If y'all was here, she is uncultured. If y'all was here last week, I just want to give you an update. Because last week I forgot to change the name of the take care of say. My mom said she give money in Starbucks cards.
I swear. It's a little different.
What in the 2024 is happening here?
You don't get $1 and go to the store.
Grandmamas is giving out reloadable Starbucks cards.
That's what it is.
I miss my grandmama, man, because ain't no way. She needed to listen. Starbucks cards.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't get
Grandma gave us $5 bills. That's what we got.
That's it
from our grandma.
Out the bosom.
And I think that's what our children should be getting. $5 cards. I don't understand why my kid goes to Starbucks and orders a black coffee.
Listen.
She 11.
I'm just saying.
But it's all because her nana takes her to Starbucks. Anyway, I wanted to know. I ain't get no $1 bills. I got 5s, but I was the oldest, so
she was special.
God rest her soul. I'm telling all her business. I got $5 bills, okay, and Papa gave me 20s. Anyway, I want to give updates. I want to give updates from last week's podcast, okay, before we get into tonight's topic. Last week, Lemoyne made me feel like I was a bad gift receiver because I did not open all of my Christmas gifts in a timely fashion. Meaning, same day, wear all your outfits before you leave out the house on Christmas Day.
No, I ain't saying that.
So this contraption that I have on my arm is called a Whoop. That's a WH 2 O's and a P. Okay, so I have been wearing this Whoop for 7 days straight because I got up in the middle of the podcast last week and I put on this Whoop contraption. Now, The thing gives you all kinds of notifications. It tells you everything that you're doing right or wrong. I, for one, believe that this is a tracking device.
Okay.
And here's why.
Because your granddaddy think.
Because you bought it and you made me wear it. So I think it's a tracking device. Because every time I take it off, the thing said, your Whoop is not on. You need to put it back on. We are tracking your activity.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Lemoyne has a back end app. And he is watching how hard I breathe, how long I breathe. Got to be.
Yeah, because if you start,
because I have yet to figure out what other benefits it is for me wearing this strap.
Oh, okay. That's how you gonna feel about it. All right, but
I got whooped. I did.
We still within the return window, so you're more than glad to take it off.
No, I'm still trying to figure out why. By having to wear this device, literally, I can't even take it off to take a shower. It'll tell me you took your Whoop off, and then sometimes it'll say, "Just so you know, you can wear it and charge it while you're in the shower." Please, if somebody can let me know, I think it's a tracking device. I feel like he's looking for me.
It's tracking you. I'm not tracking you.
You sure?
I ain't got to look for you.
You got an app? You sure you don't have no app? A secondary app?
I have a lot of apps, but it's not.
It's not. You don't have the Whoop that you track. Okay, well, we'll find out in the very near future. Anyway, I think it's a cool device. It does track a lot. It tracks your breathing. It tracks your sleeping. It tells you if you're getting enough sleep. It tells you if the sleep that you got was efficient or not. It tells you if you're in REM sleep or light sleep. It tells you, like, I can also do my ice baths on it, which is super cool. My other watch, I had to turn it to like the swim mode. It doesn't have an ice bath mode, and so
the Whoop has a specific.
The Whoop does have a specific tracking, for ice bath. So when I get ready to do my cold plunges, I'm able to turn that on the device, and it's tracking my heart rate while I'm inside of the plunge. It tracks how much strain is happening, in my body while I'm in the plunge. It tells me how many calories I'm burning while I'm in the plunge. The same for any other exercise, whether I'm riding my bike or if I'm going for a walk, like the whole nine. And then it tells you how much of your sleep you're actually using throughout the day. So it'll tell me if I've had, an efficient day. Yeah, based off of how much sleep that I had the night before.
All that. Okay.
Yeah, so it's tracking a lot. It's tracking my average heart rate and all that kind of stuff. So it's a pretty cool device. I am now 7 days in, being that, last podcast, he put me on blast because I hadn't opened his Christmas gift. And so I am very appreciative of this gift.
Well, look at that.
It is doing wonders for me. The only thing is I just would like some alone time in the shower, but it's very demanding and seems to be jealous. So I can't take it off.
Sounds like it's fitting for the wearer.
Yes. So thank you to all that were worried and encouraged me, to wear my gift. Thank you so much. It is on my arm and it is here to stay, apparently, because if I take it off, it's gonna cry.
Yeah. I got it from Best Buy, Mr. B. I got it from Best Buy.
He want to track his wife too?
He said he wanted to get one for him.
Oh, okay. I don't know if he was trying to see what my mama was at.
I think
it does sound like a stalker.
Yeah, it's stalking her health activities. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I'm not. Yeah, I'm not tripping on it. If somebody comes scoop her up, I promise you, man, they got. I promise you,
they gonna bring me back.
They gonna need. I'm talking about, man. It's gonna be. I ain't really even tripping because for real, like. I'm tripping, but I ain't tripping because Krista is a she's a special person.
Well, thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep going. We can stay here for a little while. I'm gonna sip my water.
She's a special person, but at the same time,
that girl say
she somebody might actually ask for
your
a
own
refund,
people.
Man.
It be your own people. Let's go to the topic for tonight because you ain't finna go down no rabbit hole.
I'm just saying.
Because last week you took us 45 minutes in, and I just don't even have that kind of stamina.
He gonna have to have some major bread and patience.
Still going. All right. Well, bless the Lord. We're here for a topic tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't take me out. I've been to prayer meeting and everything now. We're gonna stay on topic.
See tonight. How much of your prayer you use. Let's see if your watch track
it. Don't track prayer. It should track that. I wonder if I can put it on some kind of special mode to track prayer. What she say?
That's what Mr. Brown told me. I couldn't get a refund.
That's right. You can't send me back. You can't send me back.
Y'all fair file. Let me tell y'all something my dad did one time, man.
Oh my.
So man, my dad is I love him dearly, man. I really do. He's a one of a kind guy.
He's going down the hole.
So we having a cookout one time, and one of my friends, he came over, really good friend of mine, from my hometown, and his wife is originally from Africa. But she's been in the States for a long time, super good basketball player, heck of an athlete just around the board. So my dad worked in Africa for some time. When he learns that she is from Africa, he then tells my friend, she said something, I don't know, like
I want
just
this day
weird
on
to her. She said, I mean, my dad said, you know, you can send her back, don't you? You know, you can send her back.
That girl's been a citizen of the United States for decades, man.
Africa,
he was wrong
like
for that.
If as a husband, if your wife isn't necessarily meeting the standard, I'm assuming, I don't know.
Yeah, you
could take her back to her father, you know. He was like, my dad looks at him and tell him like with a straight face, you know, you can send her back.
He was very serious.
And she's standing right there though. Yeah. Like she is standing right there.
Care. He did not care. El Dad, and he was very serious.
Yeah, he was just so a straight no chaser guy, man. I was like, yeah, I'm sitting there myself. I couldn't do nothing but like, okay, let me
because I knew he was serious, man. I'm just like, God, look, this is so embarrassing.
I know, man.
He can't. That's why we stop inviting him over when other people's at our house, because he'll say whatever he wants to say, man.
Especially he got a drink.
We have to come to his house. Yeah, I'm coming over here, Jesus.
Well, I said, man, golly. But nonetheless, y'all let me know if y'all think that's fair or foul. What would y'all have done? Would you would have told your parents like, hey, you don't say nothing like that to my guest? Do you just?
I wasn't gonna say that to him because that would open up
exactly
a whole nother situation.
Do you explain it to your guests like, hey man, just overlook, don't do it. We got a good laugh out of it.
We did. We still do to this day. We laugh about it, but it wasn't funny then.
You can take them back.
It wasn't right. All right, let's get to the topic, man. Because last week we played way too long. We can't do that this week.
Get with it.
Well, it was your topic. So
well, I mean,
you said you saw something that made you want to talk about it.
Yeah, it was really more or less a changing of the mindset. A lot of times, I mean, I'm hearing and I've heard people always say, like, hey, other cultures stick together, whether it be Hispanic, Asian, or Caucasian, but us as African Americans, that we don't stick together, right? Yeah. In doing that. And it's like, my mindset is shifting as it relates to that. I got to be honest. In some capacities, I felt like that. You know what I'm saying?
You felt like you wouldn't want to collaborate or partner with anybody,
or like it could be janky,
like anybody or anybody that looked like you.
Yeah, like most of like people from the hood, or people from I'd probably say they would have to be, in my ignorance of it, you know what I'm saying, to a certain degree. It was like, yeah, if I'm going to do business with a person, or if it was a person of color, I'm like, hey, I'm probably looking at it real tight. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, you got to come in kind of above board as it relates to it. You know what I'm saying? As it relates to if you're going to whatever it is that you're doing, I need you to come tight. I need you to come with your facts and figures together, whether it be measurements or whatever it is, because I feel like if you leave some room for ambiguity, then it's scattered. But I was saying that to say, as I continue to think through it, I'm like, man, I've definitely seen where there's a number of people. I realized how ignorant that was, for one, but there's a number of people of color that that I do business with. It's a lot of people that we get the bag with right now. That's people of color that we're building, like a whole team, or we're parts of team. We're building teams that people of color. You know what I mean? And it was like, just because individuals, in our quote unquote community or the places that we came from or whatnot, just because we all started in the same place don't mean that we end in the same place. But what happens, I believe, is, or what I think contributed to it, is when we started, or when we started, we wanted to try to pull or talk to the people that we felt like were closest to us, which were those individuals, but they hadn't necessarily done the work. So because they hadn't necessarily done the mindset work, or hadn't done the work to understand what it is that we are aiming for, or what we just trying to build in general, then they didn't take it as serious.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot to unpack there, my very first thought, as it relates to collaborations and partnerships, especially like within the Black community, I think the reason why we feel so, unsafe to be able to do it is slavery. There's a lot of, things that I think we just kind of brush over, now. And it could be for various reasons, right? You got, things are speeding up because of technology. We have more opportunities, just because, hey, thankfully, I'm saying, the world is advancing, but a lot of people that, have had those old and bad mindsets, the majority of them that have implanted that are, dead and gone.
Yeah.
And so, now I think we're moving fast, right? We're getting things done probably at a much faster rate than what it was before. But the mindset that, has went through from generations is still there. You know what I'm saying? Like there's still residue of those types of situations. It's, and when those those subliminal messages, that get planted in, they don't just come from other communities. They also come from within, because we've always, heard the statements when people say, oh, well, it's hard to do business with Black businesses. You know what I'm saying? Every time I try to help, you get those, then something.
But do you think we just extra, it's scrutinized a little bit more? Like if the order is late or if something just isn't right, and it is not like that, the same thing couldn't have happened to somebody else. But
it always does. But I think that, in those types of situations, we're our own worst enemy in those types of situations. And so then we go and make blanket statements that, oh, well, the order was late or wrong because it came from a Black business, right? And not that the order was wrong because they did bad business.
They did bad business.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
And so I think, again, I do believe that is, rooted from slavery, right?
Yeah.
Like people were reared to then go against each other. It was, if you see this one do this, then you let me know, type deal. Or nothing that we did was of, anything good, other than, hey, go do this work. And that was it, so then these bad, images have now been planted right within our community. And now we've just carried that on for the other cultures.
Yeah, so
I think we've done a great job of it up until this
point.
I
think so too. I think so too, and that's kind of where my thought process is as it relates to it. And it's like one of the things that I think is probably more important is me personally. I know I've allowed it to happen, right? Because even if I do business with a person of color or a Black person or something like that, saying I'm trying to support the business, if they do mess it up or they don't get it right, I don't necessarily say,
and that's part of the problem.
I don't say, I'm just like, hey, I'm trying to let them make it, and I keep going and spending my money with them, but they still not getting it right.
The transparency is just as important, and I think that's layer number 2, right? It's like, okay, number 1, we're saying, we're trashing each other from a completely different space. This is, generations of this happening, right?
Yeah.
Well, even when we get past that, now it's because it's a person of color. Now I don't want to hold them accountable for doing good work, right? Which I think adds to the problem. So then if I give you bad service, it would do me, a better justice for you to let me know.
Right.
But I think a lot of people, they want to avoid the confrontation, or they feel definitely. Like, oh, well,
give them some grace,
they're a Black business. I'm gonna try not to whatever. And I'm like, no, we're a business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think period, until we change how we, think about that, then a lot of the bad stigmas, that come from partnerships or doing business with Black businesses, all that type of stuff, I think it's gonna linger around much longer than what it should. For me, I don't care what the business is, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's Chick-fil-A or, old girl around the way, I don't care. I'm going to let you know if I ordered ketchup and I didn't get it, I need the ketchup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's an expectation that you do business this way.
Yeah.
And so for me, it doesn't matter who it is. Like I'm not going to give you any type of leniency. No, because I'm like, hey, I'm going to let you know. As a matter of fact, I and this was some years ago. It was when I first started doing like public speaking.
Yeah.
And I flew to Dallas to a speaking engagement. And the person that was over the speaking engagement didn't send me my speaking fee, after the fact, right? She was like, well, I'm gonna have to send it to you, such and such a date or whatever, Now, of course, I'm totally green in the beginning stages of this. Should have told her, hey, half of it, need to be up front. And when I get there, before I speak, you pay the rest, But at this particular point, I'm so new to it. I'm not understanding what the, the phases of it should be. So I go and I do the speaking engagement, and part of the contract part that they send out says I'm going to get paid, X date. X date come by, I don't see nothing, don't say nothing. Then finally, about a week later, she sends a message and said, I know we were supposed to send the payment by such and such, but I'm still waiting on, I don't know, some vendor or something to send the payment, whatever. And I took a deep breath and I did me. I messaged her back and I said, well, listen, I would just want you to know that that's very unprofessional of you. I said, and I don't take it, kindly at all that you would send me documentation and then come back and say, by the way, I said, this is very unprofessional and I would expect more of someone of your caliber.
Right.
I said, to be honest, I didn't do the speaking engagement for the money. I did it for the exposure. But you're out of integrity in this piece.
Right.
So I said my piece. That girl messaged me back and said, thank you. Nobody else would have called me on that.
Wow. Yeah, because I know I probably would have just been like, and that's probably part of the problem, because I probably wouldn't have said nothing, but then I would have came to you.
But you would have told everybody else and drugged them.
But I'd have told a few people.
You'd have told enough people, in your agitation. I'm saying then that's what people do.
No, you're right.
What I'm saying? Like they lead a scene and now they want to go and blast the person.
Right.
And there's so many different layers. Like, okay, do they know that what they did was bad? Right. And if they do know, let's go to the person. And let's have a conversation and say, hey, at least bring it to the table to see, are they out of integrity? Because they could just, blatantly lie, or they could own up to it. We don't know. But in our transparency inside of those types of transactions, we can help that person grow up. I think if we really care about our community, then we tell them the hard truths.
Exactly.
To help them to level up so that they can continue to do business the right way.
For real. And one of the things that I feel like helped me like tremendously, because I wasn't one of them people that was going to have a big confrontation.
I didn't say that I said to have a confrontation.
Well,
I just said it to tell her the truth.
Because that matters to you. I just would have been like, but one of the things that helped me, because a lot of times, we try to, I don't know why, but it's like we try to extend some type of, when we say we're going to do business with somebody, instead of like getting in writing and doing a contract on it or whatnot, so that all parties are clear, then we just be like, oh no, man, you good for it, don't worry about it. I'm saying? I know we good.
You mad when they not good for it.
Right. But and see, the deal is like, it's not like it's not that they are not capable of doing the work. Is the scope of work that I want the same as the scope of work that you're talking about, right? Because I can be like, hey man, I want to do this and have this design and do this, and then they like, yeah, bet no, I can do that,
and then they come out some trash back, and then you don't even let them know that it's not up to scale for you.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? And are you upset? But because now every piece of the job isn't done. If you're supposed to build me a website, get me a logo and a landing page or something like that, but then you partially deliver, and then it's like, well, hey, we didn't, did we talk about that? I don't know, but that is the part where, hey, get it in writing. That way it ain't, we all on the same page. And if I feel unsatisfied with it, then this is what happens. And I'll never forget the first time we flipped the house, I forgot to put in the bid to paint the outside of the house. You know what I'm saying? Like I got the whole contract out, and I'm gung ho about having the man write everything out. And he wrote it out, and I'm like, hey, when y'all gonna start doing the outside of the house? He was like, oh yeah, well, that's not in there. That's not what we talked about. I'll go back, and my understanding of paint, but it said interior walls. It ain't say nothing about exterior. But that document is what what helped them, right? Because I would have been, saying, nah, man, we talked about this. Point blank, period. And then I would have been dissatisfied, because now, the scope of work is the scope of work. Yeah. And then, even when people tell me what their price is, I don't negotiate that.
Yeah.
I just say, okay, if I'm willing to pay it, then I'm willing to pay it. But if not, then, because I don't want you taking no shortcut to do my job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want you taking the shortcut to do my job.
I think that be part of the problem too, is on the receiving side, not being upfront and honest about what it is that you can or can't afford to do. And then it comes back on the, on the business side, where they've explained to you, it would cost X, but you want to get whatever you want to get done
for this
for $10.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, the consumer, perspective of that sometimes is flawed. And so then it gets, you know what I'm saying, very lopsided, Absolutely. You know what I'm saying, in those types of situations. Because now it's, well, I tried to support and blah, blah, blah. When the truth of the matter is you couldn't afford what you asked for.
And you want me to do it for the free. But that's, one of the things that as I've grown and as I've gotten older, I realized, like, well, coming up, most of the time it was like, if you hear somebody, somebody that do the work, where they be like, oh yeah, my partner do that, man, I can get a lick on that.
We ain't going
you know what I'm saying? And that's it's like, my partner do that, and you expect the discount. You know what I'm saying? You expect the discount, but you don't go to Walmart and do that, or you don't go to the other cultures and do that, but you expect a discount from your culture. And the thing that I realized that was probably more important as I've gotten older and, we've opened businesses and things like that, it's just really having a point person that can actually do the job. If you have an IT problem, then, hey, yeah, I got my IT guy. The favor is, can you get to me today?
Yeah.
Can you go ahead and come on through now? That's where a friendship come in, but I'm still paying you to do it.
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna pay you your fare.
Sometimes though, I think that is even an unreasonable expectation. Like, because what I want to make sure of is that I'm not having an expectation of someone's business that I wouldn't want someone to have of mine. So if I have an emergency type of situation, then my question should be, if you are able to do this today, what's your expedited fee? Right?
That's
not, cool. Not necessarily saying, hey, because I know you, because if any other time, there's a fee for that.
What I'm
saying?
Like in the front of the line.
Yeah. Especially when you're doing service type businesses and they've already had somebody aligned, and let's just say, they're gonna, push that particular client back for your service, whether they're a best friend or a last friend.
Yeah.
You should be saying, if you're able to do this today, or if you're able to get to me first time tomorrow, what is your expedited fee for that?
Right,
what I'm saying? Like, in my thought process is, we have to be able to do business with people in the way of which we want people to do business with us.
Yeah.
It should not be lopsided to the thing where every time you go to purchase something, you want a discount because it's a black-owned business, or because they're your friend, or because you know them. It shouldn't be that you have that expectation, and then when they come to you, it's, man, they always want a discount. They always want. But I'm like, that's the energy that you gave, when you were doing business, with people. And for me, I'm like, hey, if I tell you I need it today, I need it today price.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm asking. You know what I'm saying? I'm not coming to you because I know you. I'm coming to you because I feel like you can do, because I don't do business like that no more.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The mindset is changed.
I'm doing business because I know that you can do the service of which I'm asking you to do. Now I do have a preference to do business, with people that are inside of my ecosystem.
Of course.
And that doesn't necessarily mean that that's because they're black.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm literally doing business with people that I feel like can legitimately do the service, that have been, great with past work. They're consistent with the work. They are in good integrity, and the prices are within, whatever budget it is that I'm working with. I don't care what they look like.
Well, that's the thing that really, that is one of the thoughts that started to come up, because that is kind of how we rock now. So it's like, I was like, man, when I saw the post earlier about saying, a guy from my hometown posted it, and he was like, everybody stick together. And then us as African Americans, we just keep up, mess or whatever. And I was like, man, I get what you're saying, but at the same time,
but how do we know?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Because we don't know what other cultures do, because we're not a part of those other cultures. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know if they're stabbing each other in the back. You know what I'm saying? Which I've heard some pretty, brutal type of situations that have happened with, with other cultures as well. You know what I'm saying? Folks taking stuff from folk and whatever. They
but do it on paper.
They do it. They just do it differently. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that it's the same. You know what I'm saying? They just get real, lethal with it. But for us, it's it's just, we get to chatter around, our different communities about it. So word travels, right? Whereas I like you said, theirs is on paper. I don't think that it doesn't exist, but it's just, that's another way of us magnifying, the bad pieces of our culture, instead of saying,
100%.
Because for me, I don't engage in negativity. You know what I'm saying? That's just not. I don't care who's talking it. It's just like, that's
we know you'll ease out that conversation.
I will walk away. You looking up, you like, man, y'all seen Crystal? Like, nah, bro. I'm talking about, I've been gone 45 minutes and you ain't even know it because you going down the rabbit hole. But for somebody like me, I wouldn't post anything out there like that. I would more so do what we're doing right now and have a conversation with the collective and say, how can we fix it? How can we do business differently? Because I tell people all the time, for us, hey, if it's something, I'm saying, that we've done wrong, hey, let us know, I'm saying, so that it can be adjusted. But don't go tell your brother, uncle, sister, cousin that can't fix none of it. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But I'm in my experience now, it may sound a little biased, but a lot of times in my experience, what I've seen happen is somebody is a problem customer and they want to make you look like the problem before they show up as the problem.
They the problem.
They the problem. Is, well, hey, this is what it costs.
Yeah.
But they'll walk away and say something like, well, man, Chris in the morning, well, maybe it's you not being able to afford it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's two sides to that situation.
It is.
But again, that's blasting the culture, right? Because we'll go to a whole nother establishment and they'll tell you what their rates are, they'll tell you what their fees are, and they're not gonna walk out and say, well, Mr. Joe Blow over there is expensive. They're not gonna tell that to the whole culture.
Yeah.
And that's why I said I think that it's deeply, it's residue that's left over from slavery. It's like, let me go tell on such and such. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's really the bigger part of the problem, is not sticking together in a way that we come to each other in truth and transparency so that we can share and then build a high level of integrity inside of our community.
Okay.
I think that's what's, what I'm saying, the thing that we can do to solve, so that, when we come to opportunities where we can collaborate, everything is out on the table.
Right. And you already know, like, hey, I'm okay with holding you accountable to it, right?
Yeah.
I'm okay with saying, hey, this is what my expectation was, and here's where you fail at. You know what I'm saying? Or here's an opportunity to make it right. Or let's do that.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of what.
Now, I ain't gonna tell you that everybody like it.
No, I don't.
Because
I
have had, situations where I've tried to be honest with people, you know what I'm saying, and let them know, hey, there's a ball dropped here, you know what I'm saying, and here is from the customer perspective, here is where, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't serviced well, and okay, well, so what is, you know what I'm saying, sometimes what you can get back in a response, and that's a-okay. But I'm not gonna walk around blasting those businesses saying, man, I did business with such and such, or this person was a customer and they act like I don't get any gain from that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because even if you had a bad moment, you know what I'm saying, an ego drops in the picture, or shame drops in the picture, or you've gotten frustrated or agitated or whatever, I'm trying to count that as a moment for you, and not as a staple for your business. Because if that's who you are legitimately long term, everybody's gonna find it out on their own. I don't have to go and do that for you.
Wow.
You're gonna show up everywhere you go.
You're 100%
so why would I have to go and blast how bad your business is?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if you out here embezzling money and all, whatever, and my sister came to me and said, hey, I'm thinking about going to do business with such and such, I'm gonna say, hey, no, that's not the one. It's different, to warn people, to be able to protect them, from some hurt, harm, or danger. But just because you had a bad experience and then you didn't go and confront that individual to try to at least allow them the ability to repair it, I'm saying we're just as much as the problem by not going and have that conversation.
Yeah.
Because I ain't gonna leave Chick-fil-A and be like, man, they ain't put my fries in here. And then I go tell everybody Chick-fil-A, I'm going back to Chick-fil-A. I'm gonna need these fries.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna need a free one because you left this one out.
Because we'll go off on the manager of Walmart.
We will go off.
He or she ain't had nothing to do with the product. And we'll go in there, or somebody will go in there and go slap off on a department store person. I mean, this person. I know we
talking good, y'all. Y'all need to hit the share button or something. Help the people. Bring the people in here with us.
These people ain't made a product. They ain't did nothing but put it on the shelf. Or just make sure the employees are doing what they doing, and we'll go in there, or somebody go in there and go slap off on a manager. Just for whatever reason. But then somebody that doesn't do the job. It could have your yard service. You know what I mean? And they don't edge up the way you want them to, right? And you like, well, they just one or two of them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I'm gonna tell you,
they just one or two, because this legit happened to me, right? That's just real talk.
Because you hired somebody black to cut our grass, to cut the grass. I'm talking about he's slacking on over. I'm like, his son. I want my money back.
Yeah, Chris, I'm like, well, it's just him and his son.
It don't even look like the grass been cut.
But the other guys come through. You know what I'm saying?
A whole crew,
and I'm talking about they clipping everything, and it cost me a little less. You know what I'm saying? I was like, but the truth of the matter is, I was reluctant to tell the guy, like, hey man,
he was black.
Because
he was black. Yeah. Say it and free yourself.
Free yourself tonight. Yeah, because I felt like, you know what I'm saying? For real. Because I was like, I guess so. That's real talk. Because I was like, man, I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying, hurt his business like that.
You are actually hurting his business
by not telling
because if he goes and he does that to other yards, they're gonna fire him, right?
Yeah.
The same way how we did. Yeah. Whereas you could have just said, hey, I'm gonna let you know this. You've cut my grass twice.
Yeah.
It looks like this is a habit. So I'm going to let you know that this is not the proper way. Yeah. Now, I don't know if you knew it, this or not, but I gave you a shot. Okay.
And he didn't take cash out.
He didn't nothing.
He didn't invoice
business wasn't set up right.
I'm like, man, just invoice me at the end of the month.
Oh,
and I'll pay you. You know
he like, meet me in such and such parking lot with the check. Sir, man. You fired because we don't do business that way. But I would have told him, you know what I'm saying? Now, you guys, had the conversation, but I'm just saying in those types of situations, what really needs to happen is, hey, sir, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's 2022. Okay. People don't do this no more.
Yeah.
This my last book of checks for life.
I'm out here.
Like I'm not buying these no more. Because they ain't even taking these nowhere else we go but you.
And this was
set your business up the right way, sir. What's your business name? I want to write this out to your LLC, not to your first and last name. Exactly. You have to let him know, because that's how we build the community. You know what I'm saying? That's how we help the culture, to say, hey, if you don't edge this correctly, you're going to lose my business. And if you're doing this at other houses, you might not be able to grow your business. Like we can have those types of conversations to help grow people up. Now, some people ain't going to want to receive the information, and that's okay. That's on them.
Yeah.
We're giving them the opportunity to grow.
To do that.
But when you're in business, I'm talking about the easiest cheat code is to get customer feedback.
Yeah.
That's the easiest cheat code to grow your business. And if you don't want to receive that, then you shouldn't be in business.
Because you're right about that. Ask the customers, how did they do it?
Customers. They gonna tell you the theme is gonna show up. That's why I told you all the time. Like when we first opened Monacan, your heart was beating fast, and we got like a 1-star review or something like that. And I'm like, I'm scrolling through. I'm like, man, we got hundreds of reviews. I'm like, I said, you can't focus on that individual. I said, look at this situation, you know what I'm saying? And then look at all of the rest of the reviews, you know what I'm saying, that we got here. I'm like, the consensus shows that this person right here didn't get what they want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They wanted a $2,000 job for $100.
And that's just
so they got mad and they went and did a bad review. I'm like, the consistency of the reviews, they tell us whether we doing right or not. And I'm just sitting there. I was just sitting there today. And my notifications went off on my phone, and we had like 5 back-to-back 5-star reviews. And I was like, oh my God, my heart was so warm, because I was like, man, we have cultivated such an amazing team. Whatever. I could get a 1-star review tomorrow, and I'm gonna be like,
that's an anomaly.
Because I know, you know what I'm saying, it was more than likely, you know what I'm saying, an expectation that wasn't met, that was over the top. You know what I'm saying? And so I know I have to be able to, condition myself for that. But as a business owner, that's a mindset.
Right. And that's another thing, even as a Black business, over promising just to get the business.
You know what I'm saying?
It don't make sense, because then, like you saying, we can do this. Oh, you know what? I could put the whole graphic on all of this, and then, it's then we,
let me tell you what I'm gonna say. Because sometimes people come in there with a car, and their real solution is a new car.
Is a new one.
You need a new car, ma'am, sir. Yeah. It didn't seen its last day. Okay. And what we cannot do, you know what I'm saying, as a people, right, is try to appease our people by giving them information that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't tell you that, like, listen, we done put what the things is where you got to shock them back to life.
Yeah, the shock. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I done this to your car 87 times.
Yeah.
This the last, ain't nothing.
Defibrillator.
Listen, the last thing I got is a zip tie, baby. I don't know what else we can do for you.
A zip tie
to put your car back together, because it ain't. And I mean, but for me, you know what I'm saying, and that's why I tell the team, you know, like in integrity, you have to be able to let that customer know, hey, this is not something that, you know what I'm saying, we're willing to do, or this is out of our wheelhouse, or you may want to take that, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Now we can say it in a nice way, but the gist of it is we have to operate in integrity. I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying, that we only work on these people's cars, but not these people's cars. I'm saying that every time we interact with a customer, we have to interact in integrity. But if you don't,
y'all put integrity in the chat.
That's when you mess up your opportunity for collaboration. You know what I'm saying? So if I know I've done, you know what I'm saying, business with you, and you know what I'm saying, you done told me that you was going to get it to me by Wednesday, and then it's 400 Wednesdays later when you get it to me. When it's a big opportunity that comes up for collaboration, I never thought about you. I never thought about you.
Wow. Does it matter that they tell you that it's going to be late?
That would be okay, but if it's going to be late and you give me a new date and then it's late again, that's still a thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm saying I wouldn't tell a customer that I can do something that I can't do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like you say, we gotta, you know what I'm saying, we can over deliver, but they ain't knowing that that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm setting the expectation that we're gonna get it to you on Thursday, knowing that it's a high possibility it's gonna be ready on Wednesday.
Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you Thursday.
But I have to be able to set that type of, you know what I'm saying, expectation for the customer so that they're not upset.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. Like like you said, we'll say, oh man, I can get you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just because you want to just grab the business.
You want to grab the business.
Now you know, you're operating your business out of fear and in desperation, and now your reputation is on the line.
Right. Because now if you can't get to them tomorrow, and they depending on that, right? They depending on you to come tomorrow, and then you can't get to them. Then it's a whole situation. It's a whole situation. Yeah, that's real. Mm-hmm. That's real. That happens a lot.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna tell nobody it's something that I can't do. That's why every time, matter of fact, I got a team meeting tomorrow with the Meineke team, and I always lead with that. But our theme for the year, and it has always been ever since we opened, but our theme for the year is we're going to serve every customer in integrity.
Yeah.
Regardless to, you know what I'm saying, what it is that they need.
Nothing that they don't need.
Every customer is going to be served in integrity.
Yeah.
Like that's our number one top arching goal.
Yeah.
Every customer is going to be served in integrity. I can measure it by the number of 5-star reviews that come through there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
and what they say.
And what they say. But I'm like, we're going to treat every customer, you know what I'm saying, the exact same. You come in here, if it's something wrong with your vehicle, we're going to tell you exactly what we saw.
Yeah.
And we're going to tell you exactly what we think the solution is. But I'm also going to tell you an estimated time frame in which it can be ready a little bit further out, you know what I'm saying, just in case if parts are late or, you know what I'm saying, if it's a special order or something, or they run into some bolts that might be rusty or whatever the case, you know, but I'm trying my best to operate in integrity. And then if we can't meet that, now it's called over communicate.
Yeah.
That's the next layer. You know what I'm saying? Because stuff happens. But the problem is when stuff happens, my integrity can't be broken, right?
Yeah.
So even if I told you that it was going to be ready by Friday, I need to start making sure that my integrity stays intact on Thursday.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, I'm not sure, you know what I'm saying? It looks like we had a part that's due to come in by noon tomorrow, but sometimes this particular vendor isn't timely, right? I'm transparent, so transparent that, hey, I understand, you know what I'm saying, it's a total inconvenience. I'm just trying to give you a play-by-play, right? Because the integrity part of that is so important, because I don't know if this customer got 8 vehicles or if this, they only one.
You're right.
But for me, I'm operating like I need to make sure that this customer is satisfied to the point where when they get ready to come back, they want to come back
because they know
100%. Yeah.
No, I agree with that 100%. Yeah. I really do think that part of it is when we start doing business with people that look like us, and especially in communities that we come from, the deal is like we all from the same place. We all, learn the same thing. We all saw the same business owners, or we, had some of the same experiences as it relates to it. But then we'll go back and think that the experience is supposed to be different because you've experienced something different, but they hadn't experienced anything different. You know what I'm saying? And then get upset versus, like you said, being honest with them and saying, hey, look, this is really how this is supposed to go.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
because we make an assumption. You know what I'm saying? We make an assumption that just because we know a person on a personal level, that we also know them in business.
And that's not.
And I'm just saying, if anybody has assumed that, you should stop. You know, because first and foremost, you know, like people, you know, especially people that work for me, they know I'm not, you know what I'm saying, like on the regular, if I'm in, you know what I'm saying, like my comfortable environment, I'm goofy. You know what I'm saying? I want to crack a bunch of jokes. You know what I'm saying? I want to make the folks laugh, whatever. But in my business environment,
man, Crystal came to the office.
I'm a straight face.
She came to the State Farm, and one of my more tenured team members, when she left, she was like, I saw Crystal. I thought someone was getting fired. I thought somebody was about to get terminated. Everybody was just waiting on to be called into the office or something, just to see who finna get called in.
You just can't assume that, you know what I'm saying, a person is the same in business as they are in personal life. No, because business requires, you know what I'm saying,
stand on your business. Stand on business.
It requires something, you know, different than what you may see in everyday life, you know, for a person. And you can't just say, oh, I want to do business with this person because I know them. Right. You know, like I don't, you know, the only people that stay in the same house with me is, you know, you and the kids. So I don't know what this person is like, you know what I'm saying, like outside of my presence. You know, and so it's naive of us, you know, to think that, oh, well, I want to do business with Lamorne, you know what I'm saying, because I think I know Lamorne. No, you need to look at, okay, well, what is it that he does? What's his track record? You know what I'm saying? What at least what's his vision or whatever, like, but people will want to do business with you or collaborate with you just because they see what's on the outer layer. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like they know of you, but they don't know you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, when you're wanting to get, especially when we're going down to a deeper level here and we're saying we want to be in collaboration or partnership with somebody, well, now we need to start having different conversations. Yeah. 100%. Right. I might know that we both like to eat fried catfish, but okay, let's talk about, you know what I'm saying, what kind of business do you do?
Exactly. Do you actually read the contract? Do we talk about details, or do we just put stuff, you know, arbitrarily out there? And that's kind of what, you know, going back to that culture and community and what you grew up in. A lot of times, you know, we be, you know, those business practices, unless you do something different, it's gonna look the same. You know what I'm saying? And like I was telling you earlier, like a lot of times we, you know, we look at things and we like, man, you know, doctors will say like a disease is hereditary or something like that. But it's like, man, look, you was eating the same food that your mama was eating. You was eating the same food that your daddy was eating, same food your grandma was eating. Y'all all got the same body makeup, and the food responded to your body the same way it did to them. You know what I'm saying? It ain't genetic. It's what you was eating. Y'all eating, you know what I'm saying, cheesecake after every meal or you know, chitlins after, you know, whatever it may be. This is y'all diet. You know what I'm saying? But when you get exposed to something different, then it means something different. So to go back to your community and expect them to know something and they hadn't been exposed, it's not fair. And then when you do want to try to level up with them, you got to do it in integrity, because at the end of the day, man, it's a lot of people out here, people of color, flat out, all people, but there's a lot of people of color that's around the globe, man, that I am super ecstatic to be in business with. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I'm like, yeah, let's, you know, we finna do this, or we doing this, you know, we've done this on all levels, you know what I mean? From little things to big things, you know what I'm saying? Like it's amazing, but we just have to open our eyes and open ourselves up to get around and to be around other people that are leveling up or that are exposing themselves to more than just where we were. If we didn't grow up in a good, you know, if we didn't grow up on Black Wall Street, then I guess that may be a little different.
Well, I just think that if you're not ready to have transparent and open conversations, then I don't think that you're ready to do collaborations or business partnerships with anybody, because it requires you.
It does some honest conversations.
To have some honest conversations, and a lot of times, especially when you know people personally, if you're, you know, like you have to set the, you know, the standards and the expectations, and then you have to be an adult about it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't come in with these childish like thoughts saying, oh man, I thought we was friends. You know what I'm saying?
Why would somebody say that? Like, cause they didn't do the job right, or what would you?
I'm just saying, like, if for any reason, like, okay, well they had an expectation of a result, you know, that didn't happen, or, you know, but most of the time it comes from not setting proper expectations from the beginning. Yeah. You know, and if you're going to be in partnership with people people that you know, then it's important, you know what I'm saying, that you do, you know, lay the things out on the table and say, well, hey, this is, you know, this is what I'm proposing, you know, what do you think about it? Like, you have to have the conversation. A lot of times, you know, when we're doing, you know, fly-by transactions, that's when it ends bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you like, oh man, you know, I need to get such and such done. You think you can get, oh yeah, man, I got that. Yeah. That was your contract covenant receipt.
Right,
whatever.
That's it. Oh, I got that.
Really? Oh, I got you, bro. I got you. What does that mean exactly?
We don't.
What does I got you mean?
Because
what it really results in is a deadline that you thought in your head that you never communicate. It didn't go across. The product that comes over is trash. You know what I'm saying? And now y'all ain't talking to each other no more.
Exactly. You don't really know why.
And now, you know what I'm saying?
One person don't
you
know why.
You went and told everybody else, you know what I'm saying, they do trash work. Yeah. Well, what did you ask for? Because you said like you say all the time, whoop de whoop, whoop de whoop. Got you.
Gotcha.
What was that conversation exactly?
A whole bunch of something in your head. You know what I mean?
It was nothing. And that's the bigger part of the problem is there's no clear communication.
Yeah.
You know, in order to do that. I mean, I think about, you know, in times past with us where we've done collaborations and we didn't set expectations. We just assumed that, you know what I'm saying, people knew what they were doing. We assumed people had been doing business. We assumed, you know, like a lot of things. And we ended up in an assumed position. Is what happened. You know what I'm saying? And so now we don't want to be in an assumed position. You know what I'm saying? We want to know for sure.
This is what I'm getting.
You know what I'm saying? This is the end road, you know, and for me, it's important, you know, to get, you know, the whole thing about collaborations together, because I know for certain, you know, I heard clearly from God this year, which was to, you know, seek out divine collaborations and partnerships. And that word divine is super important. Like, I'm not just trying to get in business with any and everybody. Right. You know what I'm saying? No, it makes a difference. It has to be, you know what I'm saying? It has to be a godly connection there. But then, you know, after we've established that this is a godly connection, now let's do business. But what, you know, what's the expectation of this business? What, you know, let's outline it here. Let's look at the documentation. It's just like, you know, we're doing some real estate stuff now, you know, or about to walk into, you know, some real estate stuff. With somebody that we know. Right. And I'm like, okay, well, but they're sending documentation, you know, we're having conversations on the phone, you know, we're walking through steps. And so for me, that opens up the door for the transparency, you know, for me to be able to ask more questions, you know, whatever the case may be. But I'm not going to let anything go by without me addressing it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times when we're in partnership with folks, we have feelings that don't get expressed out in words.
Yeah.
That is a problem.
Or if you do address something, they'd be like, oh no, don't worry about it. We good. But you can't really
we're
show
worried.
Me, or
we're
we
worried.
Can't really talk,
we're worried.
You know, can't really put a plan together if it's just like, oh no. Hey,
them not the conversations that we're gonna have.
That's not how I feel. Yeah, that doesn't make anybody feel, you know, comfortable on the other side.
And that's why I think that, you know, I think both sides, you know, have you know, fault in those types of situations.
Yeah.
Because if you let that type of language start to happen, it's just as much as your fault as it is the person that's communicating to you that way. You know, we have to be able to take ownership of what role we played in those types of collaborations. Right. Oh, okay. Well, did I set the expectation that it was okay to barely communicate to me? Did I set the expectations that you just give me brand new fees?
Yeah.
Like, did I, you know what I'm saying? How does work? You know, like, so a lot of times we have to stand in, you know, our part. Like, we have to own the part that we did to get us to this space.
Yeah.
And especially if we're at least if you're not going to do that, you know what I'm saying, then don't enter into a partnership.
Right. And honestly, I can think about a time where we were doing a project with some individuals, and they were responsible for the audio equipment. But they were trying to get the audio equipment on like a connect, on a hookup. You know what I'm saying? That
totally our fault.
Yeah, somebody was going to, you know, get the audio equipment from a hotel or some venue that they were going to be using, because we didn't have to pay the $150 or $200 it was going to cost to have
when I
audio
say we was
equipment.
green as could be.
And I was like, I'm going along with it. But then it come down to it, and I'm like,
but man, why? That's the part. Okay, so now we're getting to the roots of the matter. Is a lot of times we're willing to go as far as we can go, because our standards are low.
But to get a hookup,
because our standards are low. And that lies the problem. You know what I'm saying? Is the root of it is you went to this person because your standards was low.
Yeah.
And then when
you didn't want
a
contract because you knew you wanted it.
And when they met your low standards, now you mad, and now everybody mad.
So you went over there because you had low standards, but you wanted the highest level of standards.
But you wanted them to show up on time. When they done told you that they borrowing the equipment from somebody else's hotel through a lick, but now you mad that when we get there, the audio equipment is not there.
Yeah.
Don't make sense, dude.
Or that we can't get nothing to say you gonna be able to do this in time because they don't know if they're gonna have an event.
You still ain't confirming, bro. Can you confirm? Can you confirm?
Right.
No, we can't confirm a non-contractual agreement.
You can't do that because they venue might have an event that they might need.
They might need that equipment over there at this hotel that your cousin is borrowing it from, supposedly. You know what I'm saying? Like, we cannot be putting ourselves in those types of
$1 though.
And that's the problem. That's the problem. If you're not ready for that level, don't go there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Stay where you are, max that out, and then it'll open doors for you to be able to collaborate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At the next stages. But don't have no expectation that somebody is going to do business with you the right way when you can't even come to the table with what's needed for you to do business the right way. Yeah. That's just weird to me.
Well,
like, why have an expectation for somebody else and you can't meet it?
Yeah.
But I think that goes all around the board and back. You know what I'm saying? That's business partnerships. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's business to customers. You know what I'm saying? That's everything. You know what I'm saying? You cannot be out here having an expectation for something that you're not willing to give out yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There is absolutely no way that I'm gonna go to Walmart and then have an expectation that, hey, I'm gonna get you your money on Wednesday, but I'm gonna need these groceries today on Monday.
Let me get that.
I know it's Monday, but I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna bring you your money on Wednesday.
Yeah.
What?
That math.
Walmart gonna escort you out of there with the police. The police.
They might,
If you try to leave out of there with them groceries and not pay for them today. But we'll go to somebody that we know, right? To do business with them with the expectation of paying on Wednesday after I done used your goods on Monday.
And you know it.
As a matter of fact, you will have people that will come to do business with you in full expectation that you will be willing to be that level of lenient with them because they know you.
Because they know you.
And I am saying, don't come to me. Because you're literally saying that, hey, I know I don't meet these expectations, but because you're you know what I'm saying, then I know you'll meet me where I'm at. And I would much rather a person come in full blown integrity and say, hey, I'm in a situation right now.
Yeah.
I'm in dire need right now. Instead of trying to play me. You pretend as if you can go through with all of this. And then when the job is done, but I ain't gonna be able to pay you to Wednesday. Well, I'm not gonna be able to give you this product until Wednesday.
If I get this over to you on Wednesday.
It's not.
You think
it's not. It is not. And I'm saying, if y'all keep letting
y'all
people
done that,
do
put
that,
a 1 in the chat.
Man, I ain't never.
If you've done that, I ain't gonna say, or if you're in business, you know of somebody that's done it, somebody has done it to you, put a 1 in the chat.
Oh, well, it's finna be flooded.
Put a 1 in the chat.
Because I know it has happened. I'm just saying, I think that is so wrong for people to do that just because you're of the same skin color.
Yeah.
Right. Like I'm just like, it's way past time for that, because all you're really doing is sowing bad seeds.
You really are.
Because that's gonna come back to you.
You really are.
You know what I'm saying? In some way, shape, or form. I'm not trying to put that kind of stuff out there because I don't want it back at me. I'm just saying I'm gonna come to you transparently and open with whatever the situation is, and the expectation, right, is that you would do the same.
Yeah.
The reason I think that this conversation is so important is not just because to be able to do business, collaborations or whatever. I'm saying if you're a customer of anybody's business, you should operate in integrity as well. Like, it needs to be a full circle conversation with everybody, because as the customer, you shouldn't leave and badmouth somebody's business because you came in there with ill will and intent, and you didn't hold up your end of the bargain. And neither should a business owner, go out and say, oh, well, that's a bad customer because you or your business or your team didn't meet up to the standards of which, you know what I'm saying, you agreed to either. Like, it really has to be everybody participating in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, the part that I think where people get slighted more is when it's not a physical product, but more like
a service.
Yeah,
because now they don't feel like your service worth the dollar amount that they should pay.
Yeah, I'm consulting with you on something, or you're a therapist, or you're a doctor, or something like that, and then you call in, your medical friend, and blase, blase, blase. That's me right there. Yeah,
that's how you get on them bad contracts.
You call it your medical friend, or you call it, somebody that legit gets compensated for their knowledge and information, whether it be, again, a doctor or an attorney or a consultant of some sort. But then you want to try to have a sidebar conversation about it versus saying, hey, look, let's get on the calendar and do that. But you want the highest level of information.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, or you want someone to be able to address the information in a way that's professional.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or in a way that's presentable. Like, man, like, it was a guy that was doing our taxes one time, and this was way back in the day, and he gave us like this jump drive or CD or something like that with it on there the first year that he did the taxes. The next year he did them, he didn't give that to us, and was like, man, you're not gonna put it on like a CD or a jump drive or something for us instead of having all these papers? Well, he was like, oh no, man, y'all don't need that. Yeah, I don't need that.
That was his last year.
Yeah, that was his last year. I was like, man, what? You know what I'm saying? But that's another one of them situations. But I didn't say anything to him. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say anything to him. I just was like, what? You know what I'm saying? The only thing I did was ask for it. But the right thing to do would have probably been to go and address it. To say, look, this is not.
No, I just want you to know, this is your last year that you'll get to do our taxes. Yeah. And here's why. This level of unprofessionalism.
That's the fair thing to do.
It is a fair thing to do. Now, that was a black guy. Yeah. In all fairness, we ghosted the white guy too.
We did.
The dude told us
we'll ghost people in general.
He gave us a
wine opener,
a little wine or
a cork opener.
Yeah, because we told him I said, man, we paying too much in taxes. We got, because hey, it's his job. You know what I'm saying, to help us strategize through that. Like, I'm like, we didn't, we getting to the end of the year here. He ain't, got no hold. And of course, at this point, we were still greening and not knowing, that we needed to, strategize throughout the year to make sure that we ain't getting no, massive size tax bill come to, next March or whatever. And we told that dude, we was like, man, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta pay this. He was like, oh, well, here you go. Gave us this little corkscrew thing and said, stop whining.
Yeah, don't whine about paying taxes.
He never got a nice, and I'm telling you, we was paying them enough to have a person on staff for our company.
Yeah, we was paying them,
and he missed it. And he was just let me know if there's anything I can do. You earn your business back. Watch your mouth.
Yeah,
watch your mouth.
Take my question serious.
No, because I was very serious.
That's super.
Serious enough to take that whole.
We was the one writing the check.
Yeah, I think we was paying him some 20-something thousand a year.
It was,
he missing it.
That's what I'm saying.
He missing it now, Joker.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? But I think that's important, to let people know if they're not giving you the right kind of customer service, or if the actual service isn't good. You know what I'm saying? You got to have those conversations. But as it relates to collaborations and partnerships, that's what I need to know. First of all, I'm peeping that out about you from jump before I'm even considering. But if somebody doesn't believe like I believe about customer service, no, we can't be partners. We can't be partners.
Because my level of customer service is way.
Oh no,
I want to deliver.
If you out here being rude to folk, or you're not servicing people well, or your reputation, I don't care how good your work is.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. If your level of integrity and customer service ain't together, I can't work with you.
And see, that's the thing. I think we forfeit so much.
Oh, people will forfeit integrity in a minute because they like, man, I'm telling you, man, he good at what he do, man. He good.
Don't bother him because he'll snap on you, but
what is that? I'm gonna take somebody snapping on me to get some. I'm like, God done made too many humans out here.
Yeah.
Somebody else can do it.
We be settling, man. People be settling.
No, I'm not going to settle in a partnership just because, I know that you can do the service. There's so many more layers to that. And I think that a lot of times where that happens is we don't have, like core standards, right?
Okay.
Or values of things that I say, for sure. If you ain't got this, and this,
we can't rock.
We can't go into this partnership. First of all, that ain't got nothing to do with the business that we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But do you have integrity? You know what I'm saying? Are you consistent? Are you timely? Right. And then let's talk about the product or the service that you offer. But those are 3 things that I just can't do without. You know what I'm saying?
No matter what it is.
Yeah. Even if your product is a 7 out of a 10, you know what I'm saying? I may be more willing to take that than I am if you out here lying to folk, or if you didn't, you know what I'm saying? If you're not paying your payroll not going through, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need to know them kind of things. You know what I'm saying? Like those things are important. And I'm not going to sign up to be in business with you knowing that every time I done asked you for a service, you was late.
Yeah.
Or every time you know what I'm saying, you produced a product, you gave me an excuse after an excuse after excuse why it didn't show up. And I'm like, no, you just gonna miss that. Just like, I mean, like we doing a couple of real estate things now, and I tried my best, to do business with a guy, and I messaged, I called, whatever, and I sent a final text message. I said, this is your final opportunity.
Point blank period. Because I ain't asking you for a discount. I ain't asking you for no
I'm
hookup.
Asking you for the service you said you could do.
Yeah, that's
I literally just want a quote for what you said you could do.
Yeah.
So it's your final opportunity. I didn't hear nothing back that same day. I said, not only is your number out my phone, you is blocked. Don't call me. I ain't gonna call you.
Block. I think this girl got more block numbers in her phone than she got regular phone.
You are exactly right.
For real.
I probably got like 972 block numbers.
Her blocks are strong.
But contacts, I might have 400.
It's one swoop. She pushed the end button and then
man, my finger goes so quick, it's like I'm playing a video game.
It's all in one A. I'll be like, dang, they got blocked.
Because for me, I know what it is that I'm gonna deal with and what I'm not. And as it relates to partnership, there's just some things I'm not gonna be able to deal with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for that, I'm like, if you're not responding to give me a quote, I know good and well you're not gonna put this house back together in time enough for me to get it listed out for rent on February 1st.
And the truth be told, every time that I collab with somebody in that way and was probably let down,
they showed you signs.
Exactly.
Oh man, they showed you signs.
I was looking for a discount. I was looking to save money in some capacity.
And you end up spending 3 times as much.
3 times. Say it again.
3 times as much.
I say it one more time.
I don't want to say it no more because I'm going to get
upset. Listen. For real though, that's true. It just really, I'm like, man, every time that I looked to, that I feel like, hey, something
you ain't
like
the only
that
one.
happened.
I'm sure these folk in here lost money too trying to do that.
It was one of them things where it was like they said they can do it for less. They had to go rent the equipment from Home Depot. They ain't really too skilled on it, but they know, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man. And I've learned anytime somebody start telling you how they learn how to do something, they don't know how to do it. I'm telling you. If you got it, because if you feel like you need to explain to me how you learn how to do it, because now you're trying to win my trust, because you want to explain, you talking too much. You know what I mean? So if you telling me, I don't need to know that some old white man showed you how to do it. Why it got to be some old white man? You think that give you credibility? You know what I'm saying, bro? It's putting up siding. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. You know how to do it. You know how to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't know how to do it. But the point is, like, hey, you don't know how to do it.
Well,
man.
I think that having standards weeds people out. You know what I'm saying? And
it does.
if I ask, which is why I typically do things routinely. You know what I'm saying? Like if I ask somebody for a quote for something, and okay, it's 2 days later, and they say, "Oh, I'm still working on it. I'm gonna get it to you," and then it's 3 days later. You already don't match my standard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you haven't. But I don't care what your price is at that point. I know that if you're performing at this level this way, it follows you. It's not going to be different just because you started the work. Yeah. And so that's why I always have these parameters. Like I know a lot of people, say that I'm anal about it, but in certain positions, like if I was hiring for a service writer, say at the automotive shop, if I look at the resumes and their first name and their last name is in lowercase, I'm likely not going to hire. I'm going to delete their resume. But that's a, you know what I'm saying? That's a breaker, because I'm like,
that's a standard.
And here's why. Yeah. Because when you're looking through one of the tickets, right? You look, the technicians have put everything that's wrong with the car and all of that, and you're looking through the ticket to say, okay, let me look at this part, let me look for this part or whatever. I'm saying that you don't pay attention to small details,
and that's gonna show up somewhere.
And it's going to show up somewhere else. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm trying to call you, like, so they got their first name and their last name spelled right.
Yeah.
But then I try to call them and they didn't put 1 digit wrong on their phone number, but then I email them and they email back and say, oh, well, this is my number. And I look at the phone number and then 1 digit off. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Because I already know, or you say something like, well, I don't really check my emails that regularly. Well, are you looking for a job or are you not? Because in this type of job, you need to check your emails. Right? So like for me, every layer
it's something. It's significant. You're not overlooking any of them.
And I can't say, you know what I'm saying, oh, well, this person got, you know what I'm saying, 7 years in the automotive industry. Well, they don't have it for how I need it, though. You know,
like have 7 years of experience, but it's going to be a headache on my side.
Trying to teach them the standard.
They ain't going to have nothing to fix because we ain't going to have a good detail.
And it doesn't make sense. You know, so I'm just like,
that's good.
If we have the standards already set, and then we say in our integrity that I'm not going to leave those standards, then we don't end up in partnerships with people that we don't want. It's like we're attracting what we don't want because we are accepting it.
Because the standards aren't
there. Standards ain't there.
Y'all
you don't even know what you don't even know what you want. You're
please.
Just saying
standards in the chat.
I think this is what I want.
Yeah.
You know what you want when somebody comes to you and you don't have, and they don't have everything it is that you want, and then you start tweaking things. You ain't got no standards.
But and you may know what you want as it relates to the end product, but who you doing, you know, how you willing
I want to do business.
But how you're willing to accept it. That's where the standards start to really taper down.
I think all of the above.
Because they think about it like this: if somebody wanted, somebody could say they want $1 million, but then what are you willing to do for $1 million?
You willing to go to a Diddy party? I'm not getting on no pole, and I'm listen. There are standards, right? Everything it's got to be in integrity. It got to be legal.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. All of that. It has to be pleasing to the Lord.
Pleasing to the name. That I'm talking about. She put the standard up there.
Well, it is. Yeah, you can't. I just said you can't do business with me unless this is a divine connection. The Lord had to tell me yes. Okay, so I'm not gonna say, well, I know, Lord, you didn't tell me I could do business with them, but I'm telling you, they work. I've seen they work. It's good.
It's good.
No, I can't change that standard just because, you know what I'm saying, I want to do business with this person.
Yeah.
Like, no, hey, I like you as a person, but based off of what I see here, I'm not going to like you to do business with you.
Yeah, that ain't. And being honest enough to say that.
Yeah. And then, you know, because I'm like, if the relationship can't sustain that, then they probably shouldn't be anybody in your ecosystem anyway.
Dang, hold on. If the relationship can't sustain the truth, then they probably shouldn't be in your ecosystem.
Or at least there needs to be new conversations had.
That's a whole nother level. Because
that's how I live.
I might purge some friends.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know.
Let me drink some water.
I'm just saying. I mean, because you like what you're saying, like legit. If I'm offended by something or something irks me, but then I feel like, hey, I can't really say this to my friend because it's probably going to cripple our friendship, then we probably got a partial friendship to begin with.
I think you should change your definition of friendship. Because that ain't, you know, like I'm saying, if I got something, you know, that I need to discuss with one of my friends, then I'm gonna be able to discuss that, whether they like it or not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, you got to understand that our relationship isn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing this to hurt you or saying this to hurt you, but I'm saying what, you know what I'm saying, what my true feelings are about the matter. But if we're about to go into business, you know what I'm saying? And I can't say something to you in regards to that because some feelings are going to be hurt. We can't do business.
It ain't going to work.
We cannot do business.
Because there's going to be some differences in there.
Because we're different people and we're going to have differences of opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to think the exact same thing all the time. Like, and if your friendship can't sustain that, then you got some immature people that's in that situation.
What I'm saying. And just because you grow up with people, you know, or you've been knowing them for 20, 30 years or something like that, things change, people change. But if you just like, oh man, I ain't gonna worry about it, I'm gonna let them, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Versus saying, hey, nah, bro, what you just did was, like, hey, that ain't acceptable in my book. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think we should be able to have those types of conversations.
But that standard would weed
if you're gonna do business with them.
That would weed them out and stop you from having a headache. You know 100%. What I'm saying? Or the thought, because it's no longer you know what I'm saying, a guessing game at this point. You know what I'm saying?
No, we have to be able to able to value people enough to tell them the truth.
100%.
And I feel like if I'm not able to tell a person the truth in, whether it's in a friendship or a business transaction, then I'm saying I have to ask myself, do I really value you for the position that you hold in my life?
Wow. Okay.
And if I'm not willing to tell you, hey, you're not doing right here. Or, hey, I value our friendship, but based on the way that I see you do business, I don't think that we could, work together to do business. Yeah. But to be honest with you, the type of standards that I have, they're going to transfer with me in any transaction. So that's whether it's, in family or in friendship or in business. And so to be truthful, if I consider somebody my real friend, if I can't legitimately say I would do business with that person, honestly, because of the way that I operate, they're probably not a real friend to me either, because the standards are the same. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, to be my friend, you got to operate in integrity. You got to be transparent with me. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep your word, all of those types of things. So then I wouldn't have to second guess, a business transaction, because everywhere you go, there you are. Are you a different friend than you are a business person? Now you're a hypocrite.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
now you're still not operating in
right. Yeah. Which is why, for me, I'm always looking inside of my ecosystem first to do business, because I trust those people, right? I can do business inside of my ecosystem because I believe in who you are, right? Yeah. Because I know everywhere you go, there you are. There you are. I can do business with those people. Now you might consider me a friend. I might consider you a close associate. Yeah. Which is why I probably hadn't been doing business. Yeah. It makes sense. As that. It's just as simple as that. It's like, well, look, but if I need a service, or if I'm thinking of a collaboration for whatever reason, I am literally looking at who is in arm's reach first. Yeah. Ain't no way I'm gonna get a t-shirt done unless Jaleesa or my daddy do it. Yeah. It ain't, if I need vinyl work done, ain't no way I'm calling anybody other than my dad unless I need it in 5 minutes and he all the way in Natchez. Yeah. And I'm talking about in dire need. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going inside of my ecosystem first.
He would drive it to you.
And he would meet me halfway to get it. But that's the ecosystem. Yeah. I'm not gonna ask anybody that is outside of my core group of people to do something for me, and I know that they can legitimately do it. Yeah. But if they're not operating in integrity, and we've never done collaborations together, and I'm considering them a friend, as soon as I find out, my job, right, as the friend, is to say to them, this ain't what we do. Yeah. And help them to fix it.
And if they're not willing to
they need to get out of the ecosystem.
Yeah, we can just go
on. Because they haven't shown that they belong in there.
Be blessed as you go.
Be blessed as you go. That's me not doing business with you. Yeah. That's me saying, I see you. Let's fix that. I think that's the level of accountability that we have to grow to inside of our community. You know what I'm saying? Not just talking black, white, blue, or yellow. I'm just saying
people in general.
Peopling inside of our ecosystems, which most of the time the people you hang around mostly look like you. Yeah. And so if we're gonna do that, that JoJo do business sideways. Yeah. But you telling everybody, well, JoJo can do it, but he'll look. Yeah, you gotta watch him. Go to him.
Because that show would have be like, you gotta watch him though.
But he's supposed to be your friend. Yeah. But you ain't never walked to him and said, man, listen, man, it's word on the street is that you out here, doing people sideways. Folk like your work. That's why they keep dealing with you. But man, we can't be like that.
Yeah, we can't be like that.
You gotta
have that conversation.
You can't just be like, JoJo, my friend. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what kind of friend are you to somebody to allow them to operate like that in business and you never say a word? Yeah.
You sure right, because I know I've heard people say like, oh yeah, no, such and such can do it, but hey, just he tell you Thursday, you probably go get it Saturday.
That ain't even
what I'm saying, or right, whatever. I mean, I people have said if they got to put like a caveat in there or a prerequisite type deal, like
Bird say, if you my friend, you should be able to hold me accountable.
100%, man. Yeah, 100%. I agree with you on that, Bird.
1,000%.
And the standard is the standard.
And if you don't have friends that can say that, I'm saying you should consider, maybe pushing them a little further outside of the ecosystem. I ain't saying throw them in the trash, but I'm saying you got to be able to have that conversation with people, because a lot of times folks, they get in business together and they have these expectations because, they know somebody on this level or the other. Yeah. And then, they ain't doing business this way. Well, what conversation did you have? And then that's so weird is that we be so naive to think that they ain't gonna do us that way. Yeah. They done everybody like that. Yeah. And just because now you think you they friend that ain't never held them accountable to doing other people wrong. Now they gonna get with you and do right.
But never held them accountable for nothing.
But I ain't never told them that I know that my sister did business with them and you did her wrong. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta be able to have those kind of conversations with people so that when we get to these spaces where we're growing, right? Like now I can't look back and say, I want to go and do business with such and such.
Yeah. I'm looking forward.
I have to look forward. You know what I'm saying? And then if they present themselves and say, well, I do, and I'm going to have a conversation. Well, just so you know, I'm going to need this. Can you do this? What is your fee? Right? Like, and I'm talking about, I'm gonna be talking to them just like this because when the rubber hit the road, don't you be over here talking about, you know what I'm saying? Well, I told blah, blah. That is not. That ain't how we started.
I don't care if we got a text.
So put your hands down and fix your neck.
Put your hands down, fix your
neck. Because that ain't how we started this conversation. You know what I'm saying? But and that's the other thing is if we want to reach back, grab people and help them up along the way. Be transparent in the conversation. You know they got a startup business. You know they may not be able to handle this order. You didn't ask them for 500 t-shirts in 2 days.
And you know that
they just started printing shirts 3 months ago. Listen, you can't be out here being mad because they are who they are. It just don't make sense.
It don't make sense. But we'll do it.
No, man. If
we'll do it.
Somebody
gotta to it. No, you got one heat press at the house, and you didn't put in an order for 300 shirts. If you got a startup
business, and I'm trying to pull back, and you know what I'm saying, and bring somebody up with me, it would be wise on my behalf if I'm going to do this collaboration. If I needed 500 shirts, let them do 10 of them.
Yeah. Break bread a little.
Or at least if you need 500 shirts in June, ask them now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't ask them 2 weeks before. Like, get the people and then coach them through. But don't go and trashing them because they just started 2 months ago. You done gave them this astronomical order. Maybe it's a regular order. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, when you get into the motion of it and you know better, say, hey, I know you're new at it, you know what I'm saying? But hey, I'm gonna work with you through this. You know what I'm saying? You can set expectations that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Saying, hey, I want to give you a shot. I know you know what I'm saying? You're trying to grow your business. If anything happens, you know what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes people don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know to let you know. Yeah. Right. So now I know this person is new in business. Hey, just communicate with me. Right. Just be transparent. If anything happens or whatever, then, give me a call, whatever. Just, hey, I want to give you a shot. I want to see you win. Right. Start having those conversations. Don't just go and just do the transaction. Help the people. Because you know better. There's so many ways, you know what I'm saying, that we could turn this thing. We almost, we got 3 minutes, but there's so many ways that we could turn this conversation into so many different loops. But I think that if we all do our part and just having the conversations, you know what I'm saying, upfront and often, then we don't end up, in these uncomfortable situations.
Right. And you had these internal conversations, and then it's external with everybody but the person
not talking to
that
myself.
You need to be talking to.
No,
about it.
Only way I'm talking to myself, I'm pumping myself. You can do it. You got this, girl. But then the only conversations I'm having with me.
Hey, well, I'm just saying, man. I think it causes some unnecessary frustration.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, hey, you dapping somebody up, and it's just as empty as it want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like,
now you weird coming around them all the time.
You ain't doing the work with them. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't told them the truth. You just like, oh no, man, I'm gonna get to that. I ain't quite got to it. You know what I'm saying? That's just, that's just what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my part and have the conversations. Now a lot of people don't like, honest, upfront and transparent conversations, and that's okay.
But that's what it takes.
But I hope people grow collaboration. Yeah,
that's what it takes to build a strong culture. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it takes for us to make sure that we are winning amongst, the people that we want to be doing business with.
Yeah,
regardless whether they Black, white, Hispanic, but especially in our community. Right, with people that look like us, I think, like you're saying, I really do feel like the biggest component of that is, hey, letting them know, hey, this ain't really what I was asking for.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't really up to the standard in which I was hoping. Can we get it? Can we get it right?
Yeah.
It's all right to have a contract. Just because we friends don't mean that that we can't have a level of understanding.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because that's what it keeps you. That's what it does. It keep down the confusion to say, oh no, you were supposed to cut these trees, trim these hedges, and do this. You know what I'm saying? I draw out a diagram or something. But we need to make sure we're on the same page.
1,000%.
Because things change. You know what I'm saying? Things change. Regardless whether it's you want to increase the scope of work, you know what I mean, for the same price. But hey, we need to get that in right.
Yeah,
we need let me see what that is, because if not, you go strain yourself to death.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? People go keep on pushing the edge on you.
All right, Mr. Robinson, I think we done hit this one.
Yeah, hey, But we good.
I hope y'all have better conversations with folks that y'all decide that y'all want to be in partnership and collaboration with. I also hope that we do a better job in the culture and in the community in general. And
because we can get the bag, y'all.
Oh yeah, but we just have to have the right conversations. But we can't be entering into these conversations and being naive and just having
excited. Fly by conversations. Partner with us, but that doesn't. Yeah, that ain't it.
I think expectations do need to be set. And I think it's more so important that we're honest with ourselves first, so that then we can be honest with other people.
Yeah.
A lot of times we walk in as a lie, and that causes the biggest of the problem. There is absolutely no way that I can be honest and in truth and integrity with other people to the degree that I am without being in that same level of integrity with myself. And if you can't do that, then don't be selfish and try to go in business partnership or collaboration with anybody, because all you're doing is tainting the relationship,
your name and everything.
And you're making it worse. And so I always just say work on self first before you decide to point the finger to other people. But I do believe that this is a season of collaboration and divine partnerships.
Yeah.
And we've already started to see that happen in our personal and business lives. I'm looking forward to more of it this year, but it's going to be a good year of that. I think a lot of fruit is going to come from it, but
absolutely,
I'm going to do my part in being who it is that I'm supposed to be. And, the idea is that I'm going to attract more and more of that to me.
Yeah, no, hey, collaboration is a currency.
Absolutely,
collaboration is a currency. And I believe that we can all win. We can all play a part. You know what I mean? But you're right. I think we have to first have standards and not be willing to compromise them for $1. Right?
The money is lanyard, man. You know what I'm saying? Us growing and developing into the people that we're supposed to be is what attracts, that to us. Yeah. But if you go after the money first, I can most guarantee you that any standard that you thought you had will be demolished very quickly.
Wow.
And so for me, I go for me being better. You know what I'm saying? And everything else falls in place, when I'm aligning myself with, who God created me to be and to do, all of those things and setting those standards based on, his word, then, the money comes to me. I have no worry for that. And so I don't go into partnerships or collaborations looking for what I can get out of the matter, but I go into the collaboration and the partnership looking for what value I can give and who I can serve and who I can help. And when you go in that way, and even if the other person has ill will or intent, it'll be shown up very quickly, because my standard, is set to the bar to where it's going to show them. It's going to show me who they are.
Right. And your gifts will make room for you.
Absolutely. So I'm not concerned.
Yeah.
I'm not concerned with all of that. I'm concerned with me doing, my part in what role that I play in it. And the rest of it works all the time. It really does. And when it doesn't, I ask myself, what did I do wrong in this? You know what I'm saying? Where did I miss?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to look at the other party, but if I knew I did everything right, I'll just say, hey, well, that's on you. Is on them. You know what I'm saying? When I know that I've done everything in my power to be, in integrity and in truth and, uphold the standards, then hey, but what I'm not going to do is go trash that person's name. I'm not, going to let everybody know, hey, by the way, that's not what I'm here for. What we're more so about is making sure that everybody as a collective, can start to operate this way so that we can see, our communities thrive at a much, bigger and broader, scope than what we've already seen it. But I just think that we can set a good example by who we are, and what we do. And then, holding other people accountable, for the standards that they say they have.
Yeah.
But this has been a long one. I've enjoyed it. It was a great conversation. I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah. I did too. But hey, y'all join us next Thursday. I hope y'all have a phenomenal week. Like and share. Invite your friends.
With some folks.
We definitely want to continue to grow. To grow the viewership.
Yeah, we're gonna do that this year.
But we definitely want to get engagement. Get some engagement going with on the in the chats, and as we continue to build these conversations.
They soaking in all this good information, bro.
Yeah, I think that this is helpful.
Yeah,
I think this is helpful for me too, because the hose gets wet before the lawn does.
So, absolutely. You had to get you one in there. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great night. We've enjoyed. We will see you guys next week.
Peace.